Hi, and thanks for joining me today. I wanted to share a little bit with you about open pedagogy and how we can convert your traditional disposable assignments to renewable open pedagogy assignments. So let's start by talking about what is open pedagogy, open education, and why they are important. Open pedagogy is the practice of involving students in the creation of scholarship. It's a way to help the students contribute to knowledge rather than simply consuming it. We can think about open pedagogy as an access oriented commitment to learner driven education and as a process of shaping our teaching approaches and using tools for learning that enable the students to contribute by creating and sharing learning content. Below are a couple of links to YouTube videos that were created and shared by some of our pioneers of open education resources and open pedagogy. And they are definitely worth your time to listen to when you have a moment later to circle back. Let's talk about the difference between disposable versus renewable. Traditional disposable assignments leave the student's mind as soon as they are submitted. Whether it be an essay, a project, or a study guide, if there isn't anything that creates ownership in the assignment, it will not be meaningful or retained. These are the assignments that students worked 3 hours on. You don't want to grade, you're spending half an hour grading it, you throw it away, they throw it away, and then it's lost forever. Versus a renewable assignment. A renewable open pedagogy assignment creates agency within the student. By turning the student into the content creator, we are bringing value and buy in to the assignment. Learning becomes more meaningful as students share their work with future students, keeping their work as valuable rather than disposable. Here are some examples of how you can turn those traditional assignments into pedagogy activities, open pedagogy activities. First, instead of having students take notes on a chapter from a textbook, have them work in groups and create questions for the next chapter test. Instead of using a teacher created study guide in which students fill in the answers, have students work collaboratively to create the study guide for next year's students and have them fill in the answers too. That can be the study guide ready to go for next year's students. Instead of a traditional book report, have your students create a book trailer on iMovie. Have students create a game based on the content that you're studying in class. For older students, you can even have them rewrite the textbook and create their own open education textbook for next year's students. You can also have them use the course content to create blogs or websites, independently or collaboratively. Let's take a look at this lesson. This is meant for a fourth grade class. And you can just see how we can change it to make it more open pedagogy than teacher directed. So, this lesson is based on the 5 love languages. Students are recommended to read a book, The Perfect Pet for Peyton, a book about the 5 love languages. Then they are given by the teacher the 5 love languages that they'll be reading about. And not only that, they are also given examples of each type of the 5 love languages. If we wanted to turn this into more of an open pedagogy lesson for these students, what we could do is read aloud the story to everybody and then put them in groups. We could have them identify the 5 love languages throughout the book. We can also have them identify examples of each love language rather than handing it to them and having them study it. By doing that, they're creating agency. They're having discussions. They are talking about what it means to them, what their love language might be, and what those different um, languages might mean to them, and giving their real life examples rather than just reading what the teacher came up with for them. That is going to help these students internalize this lesson much more than just reading everything that the teacher gave them and trying to memorize it. Just a quick and easy example. I hope that helps a little bit to give you some examples of what it would be like to take our traditional teaching methodology and make it more open, more student centered, and like I said, creating that agency for the students. It's just about shifting our mindset. If we switch from our traditional pedagogy to an open pedagogy, we are simply changing the way that we are thinking about our teaching. And after years and years of doing it one way, that can be really difficult, but it is possible, and it is really better for our students if we want them to retain the information, if we really want them to learn something and even pay it forward to the next students in our classes. By creating it themselves and being partners with us, and creating that knowledge in that content base, we are really helping our learners. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you go back and watch the YouTube videos and let me know if you have any more questions. I would be happy to discuss this further. Thank you.